the struggles aren't exactly, I would say, equal. Like, obviously we have different struggles. People struggle differently with specific things, but men are not entitled to just want sex for women.
No, and I don't think that they are. I think there's plenty of men out there that'd be perfectly happy in a monogamous relationship. I think a lot of men are struggling to find that, and so are women. Just to kind of address your thing, so you said that you think that the struggle between men and women, it's about the same when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the ease, and I know you said dating, but would you agree with the following point? It's much easier for women to get laid than it is for men to get laid.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that said, I mean, can you acknowledge that is sort of, at least for most modern relationships, that is the beginning stage of most relationships, getting to intimacy, getting to sex?
I don't think, in my experience, and I've heard this from like most women, I don't think if you sleep with a man on the first date, typically it's gonna last very long. Like that's been my experience, you know. If I even lie, because I've done this before, I've lied and told men I was a virgin. I straight up, I was like, yeah, just to see what they would do. I swear. And they didn't, and guess what? They didn't want anything to do with me after like the third date. They were just like, bye, you know. So who knows?
So
That's
wait,
because
you lied to men saying you were a virgin in the hopes of...
So I talked about this on my podcast. I did like a little social experiment. No, I wasn't like hoping to be with them, but I was like, I'm curious because men say they value purity. That's one of the things they value.
Yeah, but you're not pure. Men, we can sniff that shit out.
No, I'm a good liar, Brian. I'm telling you. I covered up all my tattoos and everything.
It's like girls say, oh, I've never done this before, and then they... got that fucking gluck or whatever the fuck that bullshit's called. It's like, okay, look, most modern relationships, I mean, we can have a discussion over, well, would it be better if people wait until marriage? Sure, that's a whole nother concept. However, I would say most modern relationships, it's not, hey, let's date for 3 months, then have sex, be in a relationship, then have sex. It's most people, they hook up relatively early on, and then it develops into a relationship. You continue hooking up with the person, and then it develops into a relationship. We can have a conversation over, is that good? What does that lead to? Does it work? But I'd say that's how most relationships develop. So sex is the first point. Mm-hmm. So I know you maybe disagree with me on this, but...
No, I agree that that's real. I just hate that that's real.
Sure. Yeah.
That breaks my heart that is normal.
Yeah, but so if the first step to getting a relationship is getting sex, I'm not phrasing this right. If women can get sex very easily, then it would follow that women are more capable of getting relationships.
Well, sorry, I forgot what point I was going to...
Well, you were saying that dating... Mm-hmm. Men and women struggle about the same in different ways, but we struggle about the same if there was some way to measure it. When it comes to courtship, dating, relationships. However, I disagree. I think women have it easier.
Yeah, and so to my point, like fucking on the first date, for example, that may be true. I just have never heard and personally have ever had that experience, right? Like, I don't think men take you seriously when you sleep with them right away.
But you don't have to sleep with a guy on the first date.
No, but you're saying like modern relationships typically start out sexual. So whether it's first, second, or third, it's pretty soon, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the first, but yeah, typically I'd say most within the first 3 dates.
Right. So if they start out sexual, mm-hmm. like really soon, how is a man supposed to respect you?
He doesn't, and the relationship doesn't last.
I disagree with. I disagree with that.
Like that's true either.
I disagree with that in that you can have sex relatively early on, and still it can flourish into a relationship, and you can still respect them. And I think a girl can sleep with a guy relatively quick, and still have a low body count.
See, I was just about to ask that. How do you expect a girl to have a low body count and try to find her Prince Charming by sleeping with him on the second date?
So, yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a dilemma for women. It is a bit of a dilemma for women. Yeah. But, I mean, there's certain things that you can do, for example. Mm-hmm. Like, first off, have a conversation with a guy. ask him bluntly what he's looking for. Now, obviously, some dudes are going to lie to get sex. Sure, that's going to happen. But you can definitely ask. And I mean, I think women have a really good social intuition. I mean, perhaps you want to believe his lies because you find him attractive. That's another conversation. But also, what is the long-term potential there? Like, does he seem like a fuckboy? If he is, he's probably, like, no matter what he says, probably not a good bet. So does he seem like a fuckboy? The other
Pokey Smith donated $100. Take Mike from
Okay, I'm not saying anything for like
Okay.
6 hours.
Well, I mean, you can engage with me on this if you want, but he hasn't hit. The trigger has to be all in one donation. But okay, so is the guy like? Are you on spring break? Are you in Tulum? Are you in Miami? Probably don't fuck a dude. Like, if you don't want to rack up a high body count, don't sleep with men while you're traveling. Don't sleep with men who are traveling.
Scooper super chatted $100.
Thank you, man.
33, single, engineer. Haven't dated in 4 years. Too much risk. Spend most of my time working or spending time with friends. Most modern women don't see the common man looking for a relationship. We don't even make it on their radar.
Engineer, what kind of engineer, man? I mean, usually engineers do pretty well financially, I'd say. But I mean, that's kind of my stance. Is a lot of, average women don't want average men. So, okay, but in terms of keeping your body count low, so there's talking to him, seeing what he's about, getting a feel for him. I think women have much stronger social intuition than men do. Like if you're traveling or that he's going to be leaving town in a month, don't sleep with him. If he's leaving town in 3 months, don't sleep with him. Like, feel out the logistic component of, is there long-term potential here? Like some girls will like hook up with a guy who's knows he's leaving town in 3 months. Unless you're going to get into a long distance relationship, which is ill-advised, but so feel it out on that end. And then, I mean, I can speak from personal experience. I've had multiple long-term relationships. I've dated a girl for 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 9 months, 1 year. I've had a few long-term relationships. Most of these girls, I'd say we had sex within the first 3 dates.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you
And they had relatively low body counts too.
Would you say like a woman, for example, like with a high body count like me, would you say she's not deserving of anybody, or would you say she's deserving of not high value men, just average men?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that you don't deserve anybody, okay, but there are some men, I suppose, that will tolerate the fact that you're previously sex addicted and have a really high body count. But
donated $100. Piggy had more pipe than a plumber.
What the fuck?
Anyways. Okay, Jesus Christ.
I'm not even going to entertain that one.
Let's try to keep it polite, guys, if we can. Let's try to keep it polite, guys. So, yeah, I'm sure there's some guy out there, but the high body count thing is probably going to be an issue for some guys. For some guys, it's not. Like, for example, do you care about body count?
No.
Yeah, some dudes don't care about body count. I think they're perhaps should have some standards on that front, but I mean, everyone's entitled to their own view. So, I'm not.
When I met him, I had a low body count.
And while you were still with him, you bumped up your body count.
Because we had to make that money.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, but I guess the point, and to bring it back to the sex thing. So you said your body count is 136, right?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
So just to bring it back to the whole like men and women struggle the same. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this to be mean to you. However, I want to state this as.
You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Sure. I appreciate you saying that. So your male looks equivalent could not sleep with 6 women in a night, could not have a 136 body count.
Right, because you're saying I'm average looking, right?
I mean, I don't want to make comments about your appearance, but I'm just saying
I am.
Yes, but your male looks equivalent could not sleep with 6 women in a night the same way that you slept with 6 men in a night.
Right, because men are willing to like fuck down.
Yeah. But basically, like, You have the equivalent sexual pull of a famous athlete, musician, or actor, A-list celebrity, and you're an average woman. And I'm not saying that to insult you, but what I'm saying, what I guess to make my point, you can leverage your sexual pull to potentially, not guaranteed, secure a relationship.
Tipoki Smith donated $136.
I don't. This. Yo, chat. Hold on.
Troll?
Chat. Let me ask chat. Is. Can you pull the chat over? Is this guy gonna charge? Like, I'm kind of getting worried that this is like might be chargeback territories. Chat, your thoughts on this? Like, I'm a little concerned.
It was his choice to donate.
That it's. I mean, I don't know. Is it? Hopefully not, because I did the fucking haka, bro. If you don't do it, okay. So you were gonna respond, I think.
What was the last part of your statement? I'm sorry.
Well, basically.
Oh, like I could basically. Oh, sorry.
Eric,
I keep bumping.
Eric, could you open the door?
I'm an average-looking woman, so being an average-looking woman, I can still get more pull than an average-looking man. I understand that, but so like, what was your point in saying that? Women don't have as much loneliness. You know what I mean?
That it's harder for men.
Yeah.
That it's harder for men.
Yeah, to have sex.
Well, it's also harder for men in all other realms too.
Tipoki Smith donated $100. I won't charge back DW.
I don't know if you got that crazy oil money or something, or you got some Bitcoin. I believe you, but it's the volume of super chats you're sending makes me. You know what I mean. I'm a little, it's crossing my mind. But thank you. If you're not like your patronage is deeply appreciated. But I'm it is something I'm considering. Okay, so. I don't know how exactly I want to tackle this. So what was your previous point?
So let me kind of like wrap it up. You know what I think? I think she's right. I think we're arguing against feminism, but we're just picking at straws because we're saying who struggles the most, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm like arguing for feminism against feminism within feminism. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, we can come to the general conclusion that feminism is like bad for society. It's just a matter of like who started it. I don't know, chicken or the egg kind of thing, right? Because you could say women started it, yes, but you could also say that men went along with it. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not sure if that's really addressing kind of the point I'm trying to make here. And the point I've been making, and the point you're pushing back against is you're saying that the struggle that men and women experience when it comes to dating is about equivalent. And I'm saying that men struggle more on the sex front and the dating front.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, here, we can change it. Let's even remove sex from this conversation. Mm-hmm. How do most people meet? They meet online nowadays, right? They meet on.
Not me. But
I mean.
Sorry, most people. That's what you said. Sorry.
Yeah, most people meet people online. So, as a woman on a dating app, you're far more likely. And there are both men and women on dating apps who are looking for relationships. Mm-hmm. So women get more matches, they get more likes. Women swipe no on more men than do men swipe no on women. Women, as a guy, you're going to have to initiate typically the first message. You're going to have to plan the date, set up the date, probably pay for the date. Women, I mean.
And okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do women have more options than men?
Sexually, yes.
Relationship-wise, do women have more options than men?
It depends, again, it depends on certain circumstances, right? It depends on the age demographic. It depends on, how attractive these men are. It depends on a lot of factors. If we're talking about men 18 to 25, I think that, women have it a lot harder if they're dating within their age group. If you have, like, a woman that's 25 and she's, like, dating within like 26 to like 35-year-old men, then the 25 to 35-year-old men are probably going to have it harder. But it just depends. Right?
I mean, Does anybody else want to come in on this? I want to open
guys.
it up to the rest of the panel. Anybody? Hello?
I feel like you're just speaking for like a small minority, but generally speaking, it's like pretty spot on about like what he's saying.